question. And continuing from probably where Adit ended, I think it is purely a matter of operating discipline. If you talk about retail in this country is a very, very tough business. And as you can see, like there'll be like probably 90% of the retailers who have basically started a business properly, but they haven't done well. If you look at the business, I think it is phenomenal. Like it is extremely dependent on the kind of products that you're selling. Where are you selling? What kind of choices are you making? If you probably go all out over there across all geographies, probably this business does not make sense. But if you're being very, very selective in terms of choosing where your customers are, choosing the right kind of customers, and building a brand for those sort of customers. Today at Shadowfax, we are in a position where probably we are working with every quick commerce company in this country. And we are seeing that every company is operating in a very different sort of a modus operandi. I mean, there are companies like Zepto which probably are focusing a lot on fresh, which is supremely high on margins. But there'll be multiple other companies who might actually be selling commodities and going after the GMV sales. Okay, and in those kind of things, it's actually very difficult to make some of these margin related elements. But I think when it comes to logistics, see, logistics is a very, again, there are certain elements around efficiency, productivity, which matter a lot to the unit economics. But also what matters is a lot of softer element. Okay, how are you locating your dark stores? Are you serving customers which are far away from your dark stores? Okay, are you keeping your people happy over there? How is your demand distribution throughout the day? How's your forecasting engines working so that the people who are working with you have a very reliable way of making money? Typically what we have seen is that again and there's a metric that we measure today across our network. What is the satisfaction level of delivery partners across delivery companies? And what we have seen is again different companies have very, very different kind of happiness cycles, and it all relates in some way to the operating discipline that they have. But that also plays a huge role in the unit economics, because the happier the people are with working in a certain place, I think the more stable the unit economics can be in the long run.
No, absolutely. And I think you make an important point there that, this perhaps is not a sort of spray model. You have to be selective in the markets and the customers that you're choosing on board. But Abhishek, let's address this issue, because I think Adit is right in pointing out that the questions that people have are based on the assumption that the cost structure is going to be significantly higher if you're operating a quick commerce business like Zepto. Now, is Zepto the exception? Is Adit the exception, or are we seeing legitimate business models where there is viability and sustainability? You're working with just about everybody in the business at this point in time. What are the good habits? What are the bad habits?
I'll actually share some data points with you, which will be pretty helpful to understand like what exactly is going on. And to some extent, I agree with Adit. I think it's a stigma. Suddenly, people have started writing off a quick commerce as if nothing has happened. I think we saw a very similar trend in 2016, 2017 when we were trying to write off some of the food delivery platforms in a very similar manner, because they were, again, at that kind of a scale, they were not able to demonstrate clear profitability. But let me throw some data points at you. The typical cost of last mile delivery in a quick commerce kind of an ecosystem is about 30 to 35% lower than delivering food. Okay. One of the major reasons for that happening is basically the last mile delivery distance in a dark store sort of a model is significantly lower. There is no first mile distance. So typically as a delivery partner, I just have to go somewhere. I know where I have to go. It's a regular place where I will go. I will pick up the order. I will deliver it to the end customers. What we have also seen, and this is quite surprising versus what we had also anticipated probably a year back, delivery partners actually love quick commerce. There is a reason for that. They don't have to travel huge distances. They typically don't have to cross highways, cross flyovers while delivering to the customers, because some of these dark stores are actually very closely located to the customer. Okay, they get delivery demand throughout the day. Typically in food delivery, you will only have very select number of hours where you'll actually get peak demand. But if you look at quick commerce, the demand is actually spread throughout the particular day. And as a delivery partner, I can at times actually use even a bicycle. Okay, from what I understand, in this space, there's a huge penetration in terms of delivery partners actually using cycles and not even using a motorbike or probably even looking for an EV. I think the kind of value unlock that is happening, especially on the delivery partner side, the kind of satisfaction that we are seeing is definitely higher than what we at least seen in food delivery, which is something which I would say at least 3 times as bigger as the entire quick commerce delivery market. And some of these things actually matter a lot in the long term.
Yeah,
Okay, if your attrition rates are lower, if your partner satisfaction is
sure.
higher, if your demand is spread across throughout the day, you can
Right.
better manage your utilization. And again, eventually it all boils down to operating discipline. If your discipline is there, if you know what you're selling, how you're selling, if you're making margin on every
Yeah.
transaction within your dark store, I think from a logistics standpoint, we think it's going to be a game changer, and we don't think that logistics cost is going to be a bottleneck to this model in the long term.
ओके, यू डोंट बिलीव दैट विल बी द केस। शेख जी, आप आदित्य की बात सुन रहे थे, शांतनु की बात सुन रहे थे और अभिषेक की बात भी